It's Michelle Obama up against Ron DeSantis in this 2024 presidential matchup. Today on Political Excess, we're going to go through each state and find a winner. This was suggested to me in the comments. I think it's a pretty good matchup, but it's also a really difficult one. So I'll go into more detail at the end. But up front, we all know Michelle Obama has maintained relatively high popularity. A lot of people want her to run for office. She's declined, so people think she would be a really tough competitor if she did ever run. And I agree, that's probably how it seems, but I think her favorability ratings would only come down if she actually tried to mount a national campaign. We don't know where she would stand on a lot of modern political issues. It's safe to say, though, she would probably mostly be in line with the Democratic Party establishment. We also have to remember 2 terms of Barack Obama did lead to Donald Trump. So that Rust Belt, that's going to be completely up in the air. And I actually don't know how to rate those states. I did rate them, but Obama and DeSantis, I don't think they're both the ideal candidates for that Rust Belt. And with the changing political alignments in some of these states, it was difficult, but I'm not going to do any toss-ups. So let's quickly go through the states and get started in Alaska. That'll be safe for DeSantis. Hawaii, safe for Obama. Let's go back up to the West Coast. Washington, Oregon, California, safe for Obama. Now, how about Nevada? This is the first competitive state. It certainly voted for Barack Obama twice. I think her name will carry enough weight there. Even though I think DeSantis would be a reasonable competitor, I ended up settling at a tilt for Obama. Idaho and Utah safe for DeSantis. Arizona, it used to be the strong Republican establishment state. It's drifted toward the left. In this matchup, I'm going to say DeSantis claws back just enough support to win it by a tilt margin. Montana, Wyoming, safe for DeSantis. Colorado, just under 10 points, likely for Obama. New Mexico, just over 5 points, likely for Obama. North Dakota, South Dakota, safe for DeSantis. Nebraska, at large, safe for DeSantis. In the second, that's the Omaha district, that's bluer. That goes lean for Obama. Kansas and Oklahoma, safe for DeSantis. Texas, I still think that would be over 5 points, likely for DeSantis. Minnesota, that will be a little over 5 points, likely for Obama. Let's go to Iowa. That will be likely over 5 points for DeSantis. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, safe for DeSantis. Let's cross the Mississippi River and go up to Wisconsin. And this was very tough for me. The state's probably trending a little bit toward the right. Michelle Obama would be tough, but DeSantis is probably a good candidate for a lot of the counties in this state. In the end, I gave it to DeSantis by a tilt margin. Illinois will be safe for Obama. Let's go to Michigan. That will be probably 1 to 3 points, leans for Obama. Indiana, safe for DeSantis. Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, safe for DeSantis. Let's go down to Florida. Ron DeSantis' home state. That I think he would easily win. I have it as likely for DeSantis. Now, how about Georgia? This is a state I spent some time on. I went back and forth, and it does neighbor Florida. That could help DeSantis. He would get good turnout in the rural counties, but the Atlanta suburb counties, Cobb, Gwinnett, DeKalb, those I think have just moved so far away from the Republicans that I still think Michelle Obama would do well enough there to win the state overall, and I do have it by under 1 point tilt for Obama. South Carolina, safe for DeSantis. North Carolina leans for DeSantis. Let's jump up to Ohio. That'll be over 5 points, likely for DeSantis. West Virginia, that will be safe for DeSantis. Let's go all the way up to Maine at large, and that'll be anywhere from mid to high single digits, likely for Obama. The first district, that's bluer. That would be over 10 points, safe for Obama. The second district, that's much redder, and that would be probably mid to high single digits for Ron DeSantis. Let's do New Hampshire. This is a state that's a little bit tougher for the Republicans. I'm not saying it's out of reach for them, but in this particular matchup, I ended up having Michelle Obama win it by low single digits, leans for Obama. Now we come to the blue states of Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., safe for Obama. Now we've got Pennsylvania, and again, very tough call for me. And DeSantis could win this state, but probably due to the recent midterms, the Republicans did underperform, so I did give this to Obama by a tilt margin. And finally, the last state is Virginia. That'll be likely for Michelle Obama. And there's your map. 282 electoral votes for Michelle Obama, 256 for Ron DeSantis. So Michelle Obama does win it. It's a close one. It's narrow. I can absolutely understand wanting to flip some of these states. Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Georgia, Nevada. So even though these are the margins I have, it could change in a week or two, and it would definitely change if this matchup was actually happening. There'd be debates, we'd get to hear them talk about specific issues, there would be polling we could look at, they would have their running mates picked. Another factor to consider might be the media coverage. I think it's safe to assume most of the mainstream coverage of Michelle Obama would be favorable, and with Ron DeSantis, not so much. But as of now, it's difficult to say, given it's so hypothetical. But this is how I see it going. Again, Michelle Obama, very popular. But if she actually got out there, I think her popularity would sink. It would become competitive and comparable with Ron DeSantis. She might still have an edge in favorability, because she's probably going to be viewed as less divisive. But then again, after 2 terms of Obama, that Rust Belt flipped. It ushered in the Donald Trump era, and then, of course, other states ended up moving to the left after that. But a lot of those blue-collar workers, that's where it's going to be at. They're going to want to hear about trade. They're going to want to hear about healthcare. They're going to want to hear about manufacturing, crime, taxes, immigration. All that stuff matters. Cultural issues surrounding education, free speech, political correctness, social justice. That's all stuff that also is going to matter. Ron DeSantis, I think, would have more appeal on those issues in that Rust Belt. Michelle Obama, I think she would have more appeal on those issues in a place like the Atlanta suburbs. And it also remains to be seen how much establishment support Ron DeSantis ends up getting, how much of the Trump voters are going to be enthusiastic about DeSantis, how many independent swing voters in the middle and in the suburbs that maybe went away from the Republicans over the last couple cycles would be willing to come back and support Ron DeSantis over Michelle Obama. It's a very tough question. So there'd be all kinds of interesting dynamics with turnout, with the economy, and with culture. But this is just what I think. Let me know in the comments. How would your map look? Which states would you change? Do you have Ron DeSantis winning this, or would Michelle Obama win by an even larger margin? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video.